Good morning. Welcome to a self-growth video. It's actually the first video for self-growth videos that I've personally made. Maybe I've made a couple others before, but really this past week, somebody really affected me in an odd way. I've been totally moved, touched, and inspired. And ultimately, it's this person right here. This young lady has totally somehow gotten underneath my skin. I don't even know how to explain it. I totally am profoundly just moved to action. And so this week, I started multiple channels. I have a whole thing. I have a whole business that has been starving. And honestly, I totally agree with everything she just said in this video. I've listened to it like one and a half times now. I'm gonna listen to it again. And really, it's not what you're doing; it's how you're doing it, right? And honestly, just this whole morning has been amazing. I actually went to the supermarket, and normally I go to the supermarket, I'm always looking over my shoulder, making sure, checking the four corners kind of thing, right? Totally at peace this morning. I seem to be doing things a completely different way, right? And so I highly recommend this. I'm going to link to this in the video below. I'm going to link to her channel. I actually built a page about her, and honestly, I highly recommend this video right here. Honestly, I kind of like downloaded a version of it and I listened to it like for a whole day and a half. I literally was just listening to it in the background of my world, and it is just so moving that it actually caused me to build a page about her, and really just it is just it's gotten under my skin somehow. And so ultimately, I decided that I'm going to really ramp up a couple of different things. I got a business that actually has been starving, honestly. So if you're wondering what I mean by it's how you do a thing, I could tell you a whole bunch of stories 'cause I've wandered an island for a year, so I got a story to tell. And so, not the name drop, but I know the daughter of Muhammad Ali, and she told me 13 years ago to take action and to tell my story. And I've had a hard time doing that. And because your story is so personal to you that sometimes it's hard to tell that story. So yeah, I've wandered an island. I've been to amazing places. Like, I've been to Mexico and I've been to a place called Omega Institute in New York City, and I got some great, amazing spiritual stories to share. And through the whole thing, honestly, when I was wandering that island, I had like an answer to prayer, and it has developed into something that really I totally regret it, right? It developed so I rank across this hemisphere, you know, South America, North America for vacation promotion, specifically those gimmicky trips. And ultimately I hate the industry. I've come to just dread my competitors, and really most of the customers I do business with, they lie and they play games. And not to get into all that, but it's the way that I perceive that opportunity that literally has poisoned it. And honestly, even though I rank like I was number one or number two on Google, Yahoo, and Bing for like 10 years, and honestly, starving, not making a ton of sales, not reaping the bounty of that position on Google. And ultimately, it's funny as things shift around me. I shut that thing down for a whole year because some people committed some fraud, and I got tired of it. I really, I don't like to be a part of that kind of things, and I don't want people to use my company to defraud these really nice resorts. These are resorts selling high dollar amenities, and really, I have an entire marketing company dedicated to it. And really, for all of that, it's like I did not make millions of dollars. I got by a little better than got by, but ultimately, that has really shifted in the last like 90 days. I really got involved in this whole AI revolution thing, and I've learned a lot of skills and talents. And in the last like 10 days, this chick has totally got me taking action in like multiple ways. And so really stepped that whole project up. I've gotten like 90 resorts now that I can send people to. And ultimately, not to do a pitch, but yeah, if you're interested in something like that, I'm probably the most honest person to look into those kind of trips, you know, and book through, right? And so ultimately, that all being aside, this self growth video things, actually started before the Hawaii adventure. And back to the Hawaii thing, honestly, I was starving in Hawaii. I kid you not, I was being judged by. I was on a spiritual. The reason I went there is because I had a spiritual experience that kind of forced me into uh into going 4,000 miles away from home. Honestly, I went 4,000 away from home, miles away from home, and I totally did not expect to ever escape that island. I thought I was going there to die. I had a weird mindset, and I went to this rainforest retreat center at the base of a volcano. And so, if you ever want to get away somewhere, I looked it up. It's called uh, Kalani Oceanside Retreat Center. It's located on in Pahoa, Hawaii, which is the Big Island of Hawaii, and it's on the southeastern side. It's in a rainforest, and it's a beautiful, crazy island. There is something there. I don't know what it is. They call her Pele, and she's like the goddess of fire. Totally tried my soul, and I've been on this weird path for some time. I discovered Reiki and energy and all these weird things that I just, as a young man, I would have totally discounted, right? And honestly, the young man in me would totally laugh and probably kick my ass, like this totally for all of it. It has been a blessing and a half. And so I got 99 stories to tell about this experience of like transformation. Sometimes it takes a decade to really hone and shift a thing. And so I got things going on with the VA, and honestly, I got a father that's really sick from his time in service, and really just this past week, this young lady has gotten me taking action to like try to change things with the VA. I've actually made a video this morning to address the Secretary of Treasury for the VA or the Secretary of the VA. Doug Collins, and ultimately, I'll tell you, it's so just moved to action. I don't know what else to say. I could tell you that how you do a thing inside, from inside, it's like you touch the world before you actually touch the world. And so, before I close here, let me just tell you a quick insight that I think is extremely powerful. And I wish I just had something. I wish I'd have prepped this a little better. But let's just say you take a given word, whatever it might be. Let me see if I can find something on a piece of paper here. There you go. As stupid as that might be, it says guaranteed coverage, right? Just take that word and look at the blue, right? And see this inside your mind's eye. Honestly, say that word to yourself silently. Guaranteed coverage, right? Now ask yourself, how did you just do that? Because in that place where you spoke without a tongue. You spoke without ears, and you heard yourself speak. You can see this inside your mind's eye. You can see that inside your mind's eye, right? Right now, you can picture yourself on a beach somewhere. You can see yourself. You can just see your feet and the ocean, and you could picture that in your mind. You can actually feel the sun beating down upon you. You can actually see a palm tree. Maybe it's flashing in front of the sun, and it's just you could just feel the light breeze. You can do that to yourself. You can actually put yourself in a place. And let me just note, animals can't do that. Animals don't do that, right? Animals just react and respond. That's a little Stephen Covey for you. Somewhere in all this, I've literally built like a 450-page website here of just amazing stuff, and I hope to move this project forward. If you're somebody that's moved, touched, and inspired by any of this, like I will give you space on this website. I will let you put your own affiliate links on your own page. If you help me build this, I will let you monetize pages that other people just won't get to. And if they ever do, they get to monetize it. You would lose whatever, you still get credit for building pages, but honestly, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, I really have an entire platform here that I'd like to see move forward. It is like my something. I want to leave something behind that affects people in a positive and powerful way. And ultimately, yeah, I think that's where I'm going. I'll let you use your affiliate links and all that, and let you monetize your pages. And if you're interested in that, go ahead and take a look at it. Really, I'm going to be all over X here. I got this whole thing going on with the VA. Yeah, I'm definitely pushing for veterans to get better care and to get the resources and stuff they need. And so this all is an effect, a direct effect of this young lady this week. And yeah, thank you very much, Karina. Really, I don't know what else to say. Well, obviously, been listening to a couple of your things. And I so totally appreciate you. I definitely recommend this one video right here. Let the world judge you. It's between you and God. And I really liked the prayer that she said inside that video. With the faith of a child or the trust of a child. That's interesting because that's right back to the what we've been talking about through this whole video. There's this way. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And that all starts in that place inside your mind where you're speaking without a tongue, you're hearing yourself speak without ears, and you're able to see in a place where there's just darkness in your mind. And that's what makes you so godlike, because you are able to create inside this mind of yours before this physical body being like an iceberg. You see 10% of it. You see 10% of it. Honest, it's a 9%, 90% beneath the surface of you, that hidden part of you that nobody, she can't see it in me. I can't see it in her, but that part that's underneath you, that's in your mind, is kind of the roots or the seed of everything. And how you are coloring that is totally messing up your entire thing, or it's totally enhancing that thing. And ultimately, just note that, yeah, it's like a seed that you're doing inside your mind. And note that it's not that you're just speaking and hearing your self speak. It's the tonality of it. It's all of this: I am not, the world is not, the possibility of today is, the possibility of tomorrow is, and is not, right? And in the absence of defining that, you are defining it, yes? And so just note that there's a way that we affect ourselves first. And like a rock being dropped into a still piece of water, right? That rock represents all this: I am not, the world is not, kerplunk, right? And in that, there's an effect. This universe, God, whatever you want to call it, is balancing the very thoughts you're having in your mind. And that first ripple that comes off of that kerplunk, right, is the value of it, is the exact balance of all of that thing that's going on inside, right? And it's tight and it's tall and it's bold. And then the second ripple is the same balance. It's no less, no more, right? But it's just wider and it's less than. And it's like the universe is returning things to stillness. Yes? Anyway, I just hope this message finds you well. I hope you take a second to consider my offer. Hop over, drop me a message. I'll put some kind of link in the footer of this website where you'll be able to reach out to me. There'll be some kind of form or something down here. Um, and ultimately, come have a look at some of these major things. Mr. Goggins, he's an incredible. If you need some drive and some passion in your life, I would recommend him night and day. Here's Joe Dispenza. He's got some of the top motivational, like, uh, meditation based stillness type stuff. Um, and on and on and on. There's just some great people. And I'm just looking to see whose spirit dropped on the front page. Jordan Peterson, that's another one. Jim Rohn, he's a classic. Tony Robbins. Um, you know, there's a lot of good people on here, and there's stuff to learn, all this kind of stuff. Wim Hof, I just had a cold bath this morning. God, the last 2 weeks I've been cold bathing every single day. I missed one day, and really, I'm up to like 6 minutes. Totally find stillness amidst the freezing cold water, and that's just something. Todd, he's got a lot of great things. He is another person like Katrina, is totally still. He was some kind of like banker or something. He totally has a whole bunch of books out now. He sits like in rainforests. Um he's an incredible human being. Um and on and on and on. Here's Brendan Burchard. He's another beautiful human being. And I tell you, this path of mine has revealed so much to me in 10 years. Here's Juliette Cleary. She's an incredible human being. Folks, I'm going to start a podcast. It's coming. Totally moved to action, and it's all her fault. Thank you, Katrina. Stay on the path. You're going to be an incredible. You already are an incredible human being, but you're going to be so much more. Thank you again. Thank you for listening to my rant this morning. May you find peace and stillness in this moment. Namaste. Selfgrowthvideos.com.